In a quiet town where mornings smelled of fresh bread and laughter once filled the air, there lived a young girl named Mia. She was a spark of joy. Her laughter could light up the darkest room. But behind that bright smile lived a silent longing, a longing for a mother she barely remembered. Mia lived with her father and her stepmother, Emma, a woman kind at heart but distant, careful with her words and even more careful with her feelings. For months, Mia had been counting down the days to her 10th birthday. She dreamt of colorful balloons dancing in the living room, the sweet scent of cake filling the house, and voices singing just for her. Every day she would sneak little hints, drawing cakes in her notebooks, humming happy birthday tunes, and even pinning a handmade birthday card onto the fridge herself. It was her little silent hope that someone would notice, that someone would remember. Finally, the day she had been dreaming about arrived. Mia woke up before the sun, her heart beating with excitement. She carefully dressed herself in her favorite yellow dress, brushed her hair just like her mother used to, and tiptoed downstairs expecting the world to sparkle. But the house was cold and quiet. Her father rushed through breakfast, barely noticing her, mumbling something about an important meeting. Emma barely looked up, busy scrubbing dishes and wiping counters. No candles, no balloons, no warm smiles, nothing. It was just another ordinary day. Mia's tiny heart shattered into 1,000 silent pieces. Unable to bear the heaviness in her chest, Mia grabbed her small backpack and wandered off to the town park. She sat under her favorite oak tree, a place where she once played with her real mother. She clutched her knees tightly, trying to hold back tears that begged to fall. The world around her continued. People walked by, children played, but Mia sat still, invisible to it all. In that lonely silence, she wished she could just disappear. As the sun began its slow descent, Mia heard soft footsteps approaching. It was Emma, but she wasn't holding balloons or cake. Instead, in her hands was a small, worn-out box tied with a faded pink ribbon. Without a word, Emma sat beside Mia on the grass, placing the box gently in Mia's lap. She didn't force a smile. She didn't say happy birthday. She simply looked at Mia, her eyes speaking volumes that her lips couldn't. With trembling fingers, Mia opened the box. Inside was a delicate silver locket, old but beautiful. She opened the locket carefully and gasped. Inside, a tiny photo of her as a baby, cradled tenderly in her real mother's arms. Tucked alongside it was a folded piece of paper, handwritten with care. She loved you beyond the stars. I promise to love you the same, even when I don't know how. Mia's tears finally spilled, not out of sadness, but from a deep, aching love she never knew was there all along. She looked up at Emma, who was quietly wiping her own tears away. Mia did something she had never done before. She threw her arms around Emma and whispered, "Thank you, Mom." At first, Emma froze in shock. Then she held Mia tighter than she had ever held anything before. In that embrace, every wall between them crumbled. Every unspoken word, every missed moment melted into one simple truth. Love doesn't always shout. Sometimes love sits quietly, hoping we will listen. In a world full of loud celebrations and grand gestures, never underestimate the power of silent love. because sometimes the loudest I love you is said in the quietest moments.